Chip stocks tumble on AI valuation jitters. SpaceX officially joins the Nasdaq-100 and falls on its debut day in the index. And oil climbs on tensions near the Strait of Hormuz, and insurers hit fresh records. This is the Daily Wrap for Tuesday, July the 7th. Let's get into the session. Let's start with the scorecard. The S&P 500 declined 0.45% to close at 7,503. The Nasdaq Composite led the pullback down 1.16% to 25,818. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 0.25% to 52,925, giving back some of yesterday's record close, though it did touch a fresh intraday all-time high earlier in the session. And the Russell 2000, the small cap benchmark, declined 0.9% to 2,982, showing today's pullback had breadth. Our story: chip stocks got hit hard on AI valuation jitters. This year's best performing corner of the market sold off, with the broad semiconductor gauge sinking more than 4.5% and the Nasdaq-100 down 1.8%. Samsung Electronics actually posted a record profit overnight, but the results still fell short of the market's highest expectations. Shares slid nearly 7% and dragged the border memory chip trade down with them. Micron closed down 4.7%, with KLA, Marvell Technology, Broadcom, and AMD also posting declines. The VanEck Semiconductor ETF, ticker SMH, fell more than 3%. As one market strategist put it, expectations are up and fundamentals are struggling to meet those sky-high demands. That tension is what fueled today's decline. Our second story: SpaceX officially joined the Nasdaq-100 today, the first company admitted under the index's new fast-track entry rules for mega IPOs. The stock went public on June 12th in the largest IPO ever and now carries a market cap north of $2 trillion. Despite the historic milestone, shares actually fell on the day, caught up in the broader tech and chip sector pullback. Still, the addition triggered billions of dollars in index fund buying, making it one of the most closely watched market events of the week. Our third story: oil clump and insurers hit fresh records. Oil prices rose after reports that Iranian forces fired on commercial vessels near the Strait of Hormuz, reviving concerns about global energy supply disruptions. That move boosted bond yields and added another layer of uncertainty for a market already digesting the chip sector sell-off. But away from tech, most S&P 500 companies actually rose today, led by financials and insurance names. Bank of America, US Bancorp, and Bank of New York Mellon hit 52-week highs, while Chubb, Travelers, Aflac, MetLife, and Allstate all touched fresh records in insurance. A reminder that under the surface, today's rotation had a clear winner. Looking ahead to Wednesday, the FOMC releases its June meeting minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern, the first minutes released under new Fed Chair Kevin Warsh after a hawkish June hold. Markets want clues on whether a rate move is coming later this year. The EIA's weekly crude oil inventories report lands at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, timely given today's oil move on Strait of Hormuz tensions. And Q2 earnings season effectively kicks off later this week. PepsiCo reports Thursday before the open. Delta Airlines follows Friday, giving us our first consumer spending and travel demand signals of the quarter. Quick portfolio corner before we wrap. Nvidia is at $196.93, up 0.71%, holding up well despite the broader chip sell-off. Zeta Global is at $21.87, up 0.23%. Quick reminder, everything here is for education and entertainment, not financial advice. This is my own real money experiment. I'm not a licensed advisor, so don't buy or sell anything just because I did. Do your own research or talk to a licensed professional before making any investment decisions. If you want to take a simpler path, just buy the S&P 500 or Nasdaq-100 ETF and let it run. If you do it monthly, your investment will be growing without you having to think so much. Stock picking is more like a sport. There's an element of excitement in it and an element of luck. Use a small portion of your total assets so you don't lose sleep over it if you're at a loss. If you found this useful, hit subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.